One of the biggest influence gaps that I have found in leadership is the character gap. This is the gap between what you say and what you do. And if there's one thing in your leadership that will undermine your authority more than anything else, is the gap in your character. And so when we look at leadership and influence, we see character being a central piece in your influence. And it actually bases on like 3 questions that people have in their mind, and maybe they not even share that with you, but they're asking, do you walk your talk? That's the integrity. Do you have good values? And do you respect others? So people around you in your organization, and maybe clients or suppliers or people that you work with, they have these questions in their mind. They're asking, can I trust Florin? Does Florin walk his talk? Does Florin has good values? And does Florin respect others and does respects me? Because who you are matters more than what you do. John Maxwell will say people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Why is that? Because of the character and because of what the person is known for. So in this era, you have to think about what is your personal brand? What are you known for? Your personal brand in today's world is your reputation. And so what do people talk about when you're not in the room? That's your character. So if you have good values, and if you respect people, and if you walk your talk, then you have bridged this character gap. But if you don't, then you have a gap. So we have identified 5 different leadership gaps that we know will either build on your influence if you close those gaps, or they will undermine your influence if you have a gap in that area. And so we created a little assessment. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes to fill online. It has a couple of questions in each of these areas, and it will give you an indication of where are you good, where do you do well, and maybe there will be some areas where you don't do that well, and it will give you some suggestion of what you can do there. So if you're curious to see if you have any leadership and influence gaps, take the assessment. You're probably going to be getting an opportunity also to sit with me and look at your report. I'll be more than happy to do that and to suggest some next steps for you if you would be interested. But make sure that there is no character gap in your report, because if it is, it's going to be one of the biggest underminers of your influence.